Hi everyone, my name is Hope and this is Chariot Souls Tarot. If you have watched my prior readings before, hello, welcome back. I know it's been quite a long time. I debated whether or not I was going to actually return to do tarot readings on YouTube. So I did take a break for quite a while, but here I am again trying something new. We'll see if this sticks. I missed you all, and if you're new to the channel for the first time, welcome. So today I'm going to do an energy check-in. Let's take a look and see how things are going with you and your person. I'll take a look at your person's energies, your energies, and see what kind of advice or outcome we have on the situation. All right. I have 3 piles here for you today. I will insert a picture so you can get a closer look. But pile 1, you are the coyote. Pile 2, we have the owl, small little guy, but he's adorable. And pile 3, I have this beautiful dragonfly. So take a look. I'll insert that picture now. Go with the pile that you're most drawn to. You may be drawn to more than one. That's perfectly fine. That means that there's possibly messages in the other piles that you may need to hear. All right. Do what you need to do, and I will see you at your reading. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. You were drawn to this beautiful little coyote. All right, and this is going to be a reading. We're basically doing an energy check-in between you and the person that is on your mind that you're thinking about. Now, coyotes represent, they can be tricksters, but they also represent transformation. It could be a time that you need to key into your intuition, right? Coyotes are very good at adaptability, all right? So, maybe time regarding you, this person, the situation that's going on, for you to look at something differently or adapt to this in a new sense, something that you're not seeing up front. All right, but let's take a look. All right, so let's take a look first at your person's energy and see what comes through. See what's going on for today. The 2 of Swords. The 8 of Cups. Okay, and the 6 of Wands. So, I'm really feeling that your person, they're very indecisive at this moment, okay? They can't seem to make up their minds with the 2 of Swords here. The 8 of Cups is here. They may have walked away from this situation. They're contemplating it. I do feel that with the 6 of Wands, they want to look like they're successful. So I feel like they may be holding the reins right now or trying to control the situation as best they can. With the 6 of Wands, though, I often feel when I pick up on this energy that even though it means a card of victory and success, it's also, constantly seeking that validation. So I feel like your person sits in a way that they want to be publicly recognized. They want to be liked, okay? And maybe in this situation, they didn't shine so much in that way. Whatever occurred between you and your person, there's definitely, showing me a lot of water here, even both with the 2 of Swords and the 8 of Cups. If you take a look at both of these cards, there is water in the background, which shows me the emotions. Okay, so there was a lot of emotions that ran high with you. Okay, and there's something here that I feel made it very difficult for your person, you know, something very difficult that they had to decide. All right, so let me just do some clarifying here and see what else I can get. Both the Two of Swords and the Eight of Cups is showing me that moon. So, you know, it's sort of showing me that shadow side, that side of uncertainty, you know, where not everything is revealed, you know. So that could be a message coming through here that you don't maybe know everything that's going on with this person. There's something going on behind the scenes. The Magician, the Lovers, and the King of Swords. So your person, you know, King of Swords energy here, I feel like they may be showing a stone cold face, okay? You know, with the King of Swords, this is someone that I feel sometimes has trouble showing those emotions. So, you know, this could have been a very difficult situation because you cannot read them. And even though that's the case, the Lovers is here. So I do feel that you struck a chord, okay, with your person. You know, they felt something deeply for you with this Lovers card here. I feel like it's something that they were actually trying to manifest. You know, they were looking for this love. I feel like they were looking for this connection. They were looking for this love. They were looking for this connection. And when it finally happened, I feel there's this sense here that something spooked them and scared them off. Okay. Caused them to move away from the situation. Definitely with the Six of Wands and the King of Swords, you know, that's where I get this energy that's coming through, a feeling stoic, you know. And I feel with the Magician here, you know, even though the Magician is all about manifestation, that's what this card is about, I feel like there's some sort of like they really want to feel, you know, holding on to this sword, holding on to this wand, that they have control of this situation. And I think what became so difficult for this person is that when the emotions came through, it's either something that they weren't used to, something that scared them. Maybe they never felt this deeply before for someone. You know, it's something new here when we're talking about their emotions that cause them to, you know, get on this horse and sort of want to take off in the other direction. Okay, let me just get a few more cards for your person. Ooh, the Eight of Swords. Yeah, they're feeling trapped. Ooh, the Seven of Swords. All right, and Judgment. So I do feel like this is some sort of lesson that your person is learning. You know, this is a cycle here that I feel like your person maybe has experienced in other lifetimes. And here they are again in this lifetime where you're pulled into it, unfortunately. You know, you met this person and I feel like they have not learned what it is that they need to. And I do feel that it has to do with addressing their feelings and their emotions. This is something that they have a very difficult time doing, and yet they're all in their head about it. You know, they feel trapped. When we see this Eight of Swords here with the Seven of Swords, they feel trapped. They feel like there's the sense of they want to break free from something and they don't know how to do it. And that could be just their mind, you know, everything that's going on in their head. I do have to mention here with the Lovers and the Seven of Swords coming up, you know, there's some sort of deception, you know, so maybe that, you know, and when I'm saying deception, you know, I feel that's, your person wasn't being completely truthful with you, you know, and that could very well be just the emotional feelings that they had for you, and that they were never, you know, fully honest in disclosing how they were truly feeling about everything. You know, this fear that they were carrying, perhaps, maybe it was just too much, but they didn't have the courage to actually come forward and talk to you about it and tell you about it. They kind of took off, you know. They may have ghosted you. And yet the Judgment card is here, you know, so that's showing me that, you know, there was some sort of transformation, you know, something awakened in them or nudged them in some way, you know, kind of like that wake-up call. That wake-up call. I just want to check in here on your energies. So we have the Ace of Pentacles. We also have the Eight of Swords for you. Ooh, and the Devil. So you're really in your head about this, pile one. Yeah, you can't let this person go. With this Devil energy, the Eight of Swords, you can't get them off of your mind, right? You really want this new start. You are dying for a new beginning with this person. But I just want to remind you that the Ace of Pentacles, well, all aces, it's opportunities that Spirit allows for us to have if our energies align and are all where they should be. It doesn't mean that it's guaranteed, right? It doesn't mean that it's just going to be this gift that's given to you, okay? It has to be if everything's aligned the way it should be. So in your mind, you're really thinking here that all you could think about is wanting this opportunity with this person. Yeah, you're look, the Five of Cups is coming through. The Eight of Cups. So there's a lot of sadness, okay? There's a lot of sadness and regret, similar energies that are coming through. Okay, maybe in different ways. Nine of Cups, you really felt like this person was that emotional fulfillment. All right, but there's a sadness here. There's a loss that you're feeling of, you know, it's feeling like that loss, that sense of regret, you know. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have my incense here and it is going to fall all over my table. So I want to catch it. There's a sense of sadness with you, pile one. You're sad that your person ran in the other direction. You know, you really felt that you were on your way to that Ten of Cups, which is that true emotional happiness, that fulfillment, you know, and you didn't get to experience that. But oftentimes too, pile one, when I see the Devil energy, you know, this Devil energy, you know, coupled here with this Eight of Cups, you know, I feel like you're almost too much, you know, a little toxicity coming in here. You know, you can't seem to get this person out of your head, which isn't healthy, right? Which isn't healthy, because you know, we also have the Nine of Cups sitting here, but that's all about emotional fulfillment and your emotional contentment that you're reaching. And I feel that maybe there's a little too much dependability on this person, like you were really counting on them to live that happily ever after type of emotion. Let me just get a few more for you, and then we'll get a final outcome. Yeah, the Seven of Wands, I'm sorry, the Seven of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. Yeah, I feel like you really thought that this person was the one, I felt like you felt this was marriage material, that, you could see your person as that partner with this Queen of Pentacles here, the Hierophant, representing that traditional sense. And yet the Seven of Pentacles are here, because you're very frustrated. You're wondering if you wasted your time. You're wondering how much did you waste your time on this person. You put, you poured your heart and soul into this person. They're kind of heading in the other direction because of the fear and the challenges they've encountered. And I can see how heartbroken you are about what has happened here, At the same time with this Hierophant, there is a sense of spirituality. There's a sense of teaching here. So, that could be a message for you. That there's something here that you need to learn yourself, if you're doing your own reflection. I'm going to get a few cards here for final outcome or advice regarding this connection. We have the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles. That's interesting. Ooh, and the Three of Cups. So, I hate to say this, but there could be some sort of third-party situation that's going on here. With the Seven of Swords, we have two queens, and then the Three of Cups, representing three, that third party. I feel like, obviously, this connection, this situation cannot move forward unless this right here, I feel, is taken care of. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Pentacles, and I do feel that, your person regarding the situation with the Seven of Swords, I feel that your person can be in a third, could be with someone else, and that's why we have the Two of Swords here. This was a very difficult decision. What I'm feeling is that this person, perhaps when they first started with you, didn't think that it was going to be as serious as what it, turned out to be. And in the end, we have the Lovers here because of that feeling of connection, the emotions that the two of you have encountered. Okay. But with the Six of Pentacles, there needs to be a sense of giving and receiving. So I feel that your person has not given to you equally the way perhaps you have given to this person. All right. So I'm going to get a card to close out the reading from Lovers Oracle. And we'll see what it says here. All right, pile one. Okay, so we have this picture here. The past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. So, regarding that coyote, in the very beginning of the reading, sometimes it requires adaptation and change. Coyotes are very good at that. They're strong. I do feel that there is this sense that of advice saying with this person that in your heart, pile one, that this person wasn't honest in this situation. They struggled. I do feel that there were emotions here for you. I don't think, that was in your head. They did feel deeply for you. But when we're talking about pentacles and this situation, in the here and now, that being realistic, Spirit is sending that advice that it's time to look in a new direction. A new opportunity is on the horizon and is waiting for you. So I'm going to end the reading there. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again at the next reading. Bye. Hello, pile 2. All right. You chose this beautiful little owl. All right. And owls represent wisdom, intuition. All right. So today we are looking at the energies of you and your person and seeing what comes through. So there may be something that you're picking up on that you know deep down to be, true. There may be a feeling that you're connecting with your person and you have this strong intuition that they are aware of it as well. You may realize something when we're talking about wisdom. There may be something that you did not know prior to now, and there's something that's being uncovered. Let's just see. First thing I'm going to do is pull some cards on your person's energy and see what we have. So we have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Ten of Pentacles. And the Sun. So this is interesting. There's strong feelings coming through here with this Queen, and we have the Ten of Pentacles and the Sun. That family means a lot to your person. And maybe you're just having that realization now. Maybe this is something that you've always known. But there is a joy when it comes to family, when it comes to that feeling of being nurtured and taken care of. And I feel like this is something that your person, these are aspects that your person doesn't want to dismiss, okay? There's a sense of family here that's very important to your person. It brings them joy, and it's not something that they can let go of or dismiss easily. Your person may be very traditional in the sense that, they look very, they take very seriously whatever they have going on in this present moment with their surroundings. There may be a family that they have to take care of, that they can't let go of, that they can't walk away from. Yeah, we have the Six of Wands. I'm sorry, the Six of Swords, not the Wands. Ooh, the Sun. Ooh, and that one flew out. The Page of Swords. And the Ten of Pentacles again. I do feel that your person, I do feel that your person is in some sort of situation where I feel, there's a financial situation here that holds your person back, okay? When we're looking at this Ten of Pentacles, I feel like there's a Queen of Pentacles, and yet there's thoughts here of your person wanting to move away from this. And yet I feel that they can't. The feelings that are coming through with this Sun is there's a financial situation that holds your person back from being able to do what it is that they want to do. And with the Page of Swords here, there's some new idea that they have. All right, there's a creative idea. There's something new here that they want to develop, and yet I feel like at this time they're being prevented from being able to do so. You know, this Page of Swords keeps looking at the person in this boat, you know, and I keep seeing the sun. Ooh, the Eight of Swords. You may want to go back and watch pile 1. The Magician. They're trying to manifest a plan in order to move away from something that they feel that they're not able to. And I do feel that's because of financial responsibilities. The Hermit. They could be very withdrawn from you right now. This can be a no contact situation. With the Page of Swords here, they may be watching you from afar. They're trying to manifest something new here. They feel that they're almost stuck or that they're held hostage. It's preventing them from being able to experience the joy that they're truly looking to feel. And I feel that that joy for them is a sense of freedom. The Five of Wands, yeah, they have a lot of conflict. There's a lot of internal conflict that they struggle with. The Six of Cups. Yeah, there's a sense of nostalgia here. I feel like that they're thinking about memories with you, pile 2. There's these sweet memories. They may be either looking at pictures of you or thinking of different conversations or experiences, different memories that the two of you created with one another. The Ace of Swords is here. That's an opportunity for clarity and truth. And I'm looking at the bottom of the deck, and we have the Seven of Wands, which is, you know, there's a heightened sense of defensiveness that this person, you know, there's something here that they need to protect. Yeah, I'm getting this strong sense that, you know, they feel that they have to, they cannot walk away. They feel very, they're in this, you know, for many reasons too, with the Ten of Pentacles, but I do feel that there's a lot of material things here, you know, again, when we're talking to, such as things as finances, physical responsibilities, you know, material, you know, house, home, things that they need to take care of. I feel like they have a lot on their plate, and they've gone in with this Hermit. They've done a lot of reflection. They've done a lot of reflection, you know, and they feel right now that their clarity is that they're just not able to break free from this situation. And there's a lot of conflict, and they don't want to bring that. I feel like they have compartmentalized the feelings that they have for you, pile 2. You know, like when they think of you, there's this sweetness here that releases them from sort of the conflict that they have to deal with on an ongoing everyday basis. All right, let me see how you're doing with this. I want to check in on your feelings. The Star. Goodness. The World. Oh my goodness, and the Wheel of Fortune. Pile 2. Okay, so you truly believe that you're meant to be with this person despite the mess that seems to be going on with them. You know, your person's in a bit of a mess here. I feel that there's a more, you know, I'm picking up a more spiritual energy when it comes to you versus the person that you're thinking about. You know, where they're more involved with their day-to-day life, you know, the here and now. I feel like you have you have encountered this sense of something more just beyond this physical realm. I mean, the Star, this is beautiful Aquarius energy. This is all about hope, all right? That hope. The World is here, where I feel like, you know, there's just this sense that the two of you belong together, even though it might not be now, even though it might not be in this lifetime. There's something very deep here when it comes to you, Pile 2. You know, with the Wheel of Fortune, this is all about cycles. That, you know, if the two of you aren't here together now, you will be someday, or you are, you know, like there's just this sense of knowing. Let me get my other cards here. There's this sense of knowing that you feel like you're connected to this person, you know? You may have a soul contract with this person, you know, that your souls are meant to work together, or they have worked together in previous lifetimes and other lifetimes that are occurring, and you feel that and you know that. So when it comes to time, I'm just looking at the wheel here and a sense of time. Like for you, I don't want to say that it doesn't matter, because as we experience our human experiences in this world, you know, that's where we struggle with time. But for you, there's this sense that you just know, you know, that wisdom of the owl, that intuition that you carry within. You recognize the fact that, you know, there's a connection that lies here with you and your person that is beyond just this everyday life. The Ace of Cups. Now this is an extra card in this deck, so I am just going to show it to you. So it doesn't have a number, but oftentimes this is another card for me that represents family. Wow, and the Devil. I feel that there's, you know, definitely this heartache that comes from you, Pile 2, because it's almost like you have this sense like, I know I'm supposed to experience this love with this person. And I know that this person has all this going on, right? Because there's this strong feeling that this person has a family that they have to take care of, that they have to financially provide for. You should really go back and watch Pile 1. But you are, you know, and the Devil can also represent, you know, that the lovers in a situation that is not good for you, you know, like showing me these chains. So, you know, what that's showing me is that even though you have these feelings for this person, there's chains here where this person's not able to break free, and that you're aware of that. Oh, darn. I have a incense here and it just spilled all over my table. So things have fallen, you know. there's a Tower moment here, you know. Definitely sort of a life-changing recognition I feel that you have, pile 1, when it comes to this person. We have the Queen of Swords, the Two of Wands, and the Star again. Yeah, like there is this sense that you just know. You just know. You know, and with the Queen of Swords, it's like you want this out in the open. You want to speak your truth. You're tired with this Two of Wands of standing around and waiting patiently. Again, like it's like there's a very deep passion, I feel, that exists between the both of you. You know, you may be recognized as that shining star for your person. You really want to just, you know, you're constantly thinking about this person. Now with this Two of Wands here, you know, it's possible that there's a location difference between the two of you geographically. You may not be in the same area even, you know, because you're thinking about this person who seems to be miles away. So there's this feeling here coming from you that, you know, this person is miles away, and yet you know, like you feel like there's no changing your mind, is what's coming through. All right, let's take a look at some advice here, or the outcome when it comes to you and your person. All right, so we have the Seven of Swords, the Three of Wands, well, there's that Tower that I was talking about. All right, there is that Tower, that upheaval. All right, and on the bottom of this deck we have the Hermit. You know, I feel like time's standing still right now for the both of you, pile 2. I feel like your person really has their hands full. You know, that's why we have this Tower. It's a Tower moment because it's an upheaval in the sense of, I feel like this person has rocked your world. I feel like you have rocked your person's world, but yet there's so much that they feel that they're attached to, that this is how they feel. They would have to run away. You know, with the Seven of Swords here, they would have to run away and leave something behind in order, you know, for this experience to work. And I feel in this lifetime, you know, it's too difficult for them. With the Hermit here on the bottom of the deck, I do feel that they're withdrawn. You know, they're trying to follow their intuition, but it's extremely difficult. They feel again that they're trapped, that they're stuck, and they're not able to get away. And because of that, I feel like they feel that they've lost a sense of joy. Let me just get a few more cards here to clear. Wow, the four of Wands is here. If anybody was looking for that, you know, the 1111 possible sign. You feel, you know, that's definitely the energy that I'm getting from you, pile 2, that you know that this is a twin flame relationship. And I know this is, you know, it's sort of a specific label, but you know, it's just that sense of knowing, even though you're not expecting anything more from this person at this time, but yet you know there's that connection there. The Eight of Pentacles. And here's the Seven of Swords again. So, you know, there's that sense. Definitely go back, watch pile 1. we have that sense of, again, like someone would have to walk away, run away from something else. That energy of a twin flame, knowing that nothing, this isn't a perfect situation, but yet knowing that perhaps you've experienced this before with this person in a different lifetime, right? So let's close out with Lover's Oracle. And we have this right here. And here's the star, and the star came out for you twice. So a star may be a big sign for you right now. Look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. And this actually gives me chills because, it's almost like that telepathic connection that we're talking about here. And that's the energy that I'm feeling from you, Pile 2, like as if when you just know and you can pick up on those energetic connection, that energy that you're feeling from this person, that mentally, that telepathic feeling of that, and that it's all still disheartening to you because of knowing that this person cannot escape, that they cannot walk away from their current situation right now. All right, so that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again at the next reading. Hello, Pile 3. All right, we're taking a look at you and your person. Let's see what's going on, what they're feeling, and what kind of information we can get today. You picked the beautiful dragonfly. All right. So dragonflies, first thing when I think of a dragonfly is transformation. We're talking about transformation and change. I do feel that dragonflies are also messengers. They can be messengers in regards to the spirit world in some way. I do feel that they represent the ability to see beyond just the surface of things. How when they fly, they like to touch the surface and then they move on. They also have that meaning of freedom too, and independence. So with that being said, let's first start out. I'm going to pull some cards regarding your person, see how it is, how they're feeling right now. Ooh, look at that. We have the Empress. All right. Oh my goodness, and the Six of Cups. And the Queen of Swords. Wow, there's right away what's coming through, Pile 3, is that your person knows. They know you're the one. Look at the Empresses here. That beautiful energy of nurturing, fertility, growth, all right, with the Six of Cups, which is all about nostalgia. With the Queen of Swords here, the Queen of Swords, when she shows up, it's time to speak the truth. That's what I've always said, when it comes to my readings. I feel, and the Queen of Swords is looking this way. I'm going to pull your energies in a little bit. I feel like your person, really wants you to know how they know. They want to tell you. That's what I'm feeling right now. That they want to tell you that they know. They know you're the one. despite whatever situation's going on in this material world, whatever, has happened between the two of you, there is a sense of they know that you are that person. You're their person, you are their person, and they know that. Let's get some clarification cards. Roses are coming through right now. There's something about roses. Maybe a message for one of you. I don't know if your person gave you roses, likes to give you roses, thinks about giving you roses. Like, stop and smell the roses. Ooh, the 9 of Swords. The Queen of Wands. And the Ace of Wands. All right, so they think about you all the time. All right, with this Queen of Wands and Ace of Wands that I have here. There's sleepless nights here involved. They've lost sleep over this. I feel like they have a lot of sexual dreams when it comes to you. There's a lot of desire here, is what I'm feeling. I feel like they fantasize. This is something where I'm feeling like the two of you may have not physically been together. So there's this dreaming. There's this nostalgia with the 6 of Cups here, and yet I have the Ace of Wands. Like, that's a new experience. When we're talking about aces, it's like the opportunity for something to occur. Doesn't necessarily mean that it will. The energies have to align. There's just such a strong sense of feeling that your person has such a desire for you that there's this feeling coming through that they've never experienced it, or they've yet to experience it with you. So this may be a connection or a relationship that never came to fruition. Like, physically, you guys have never been together, or you've never been intimate with one another, but your person certainly thinks about it a lot. We have the 3 of Pentacles. Ooh, the 7. Isn't it interesting? The 7 of Swords has come out in all 3 readings today. Sometimes I find that my readings are linked. It's a journey. We have the 5 of Wands here. I'm feeling, there's a lot of internal conflict your person struggles with. There's this feeling coming through that they wish that they could break free from the conflict that they're experiencing. There's this sense of building and collaboration here with the 3 of Pentacles. The energy that comes through with the Empress, she's all about growth and she's about abundance. And with this 3 of Pentacles, this feeling of collaboration and building, there's this sense that your person wants to build with you. What else? The 9 of Pentacles, which is pre-Empress energy. And it's interesting because I feel like I said in the very beginning of the reading, the 9 of Pentacles represents the energy of freedom, independence. And I said that also about the dragon, the dragonfly. There's this need to be free. Judgment. Yeah, there's some awakening, you know, a wake-up call that your person has had from their experience with you. You know, they hear that call. Wow, look, the Emperor. So this is like the divine feminine, the divine masculine with the Six of Cups here. This is, you know, that feeling of a power couple. Again, there's this realization coming through with Judgment, you know, like this awakening, like this realization. Maybe your person didn't realize this in the beginning when the two of you first met. You know, did it take some time? You know, we do have the Six of Cups here, which is kind of like looking back. It could be like this is someone that you knew from childhood, or it could just be that your experience occurred earlier and now there's this realization. You know, I almost feel like your person didn't have this realization of what you truly mean to them. Let me get one more set here, and then I want to take a look at your energies and see how you're doing with this. Temperance. Oh, wow. So there's this balance, right? It's almost like this sense of, it's not just that you know, balance each other. Your person really feels like it's like this alchemy, the perfect mix. The Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Wands. Yeah, your person is really having these feelings of just wanting to come forward. You know, it's almost like there's this feeling like they want to bare their soul. Let me see, though, what's going on with you, pile 3. How are you doing? The Chariot. The Moon. And the King of Cups. There's some really strong energy that's coming through here for both of you. So I feel, pile 3, I feel for you. First of all, talk about water energy. You know, so someone here, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, very strong energy coming through. On this side, that water energy. I feel like you, pile 3, I feel like you're just moving forward, like that you've moved forward with things. I feel with the Moon here and the King of Cups, what's interesting is, you know, you have the Moon that can be about intuition, but you also, you know, have that shadow side, because not everything is always revealed when the Moon energy is here. You know, something's in hiding, or there's a shadow side here. And the King of Cups is here, which has that Scorpio energy, you know, that deep, you know, reaching that Scorpio energy. It's like they have these deep emotions, right? Deep feeling, but can they always get it out? Can they always be truthful about it, or be open about and speaking about it? You'll notice sometimes, you know, if you take a good look at the King of Cups, very different than the Queen of Cups, because the King of Cups doesn't put his foot in the water, so he's surrounded by emotions, But, you know, compared to the queen, she wears her heart on her sleeve. Her feet are in the water. She's ready to get in, you know, roll up her sleeves. You know, there's this sense that what I'm feeling is you don't know everything that's going on with this person. And because of that, you've made that decision to just move forward, you know. So I felt like there's this opportunity here that could have existed between the two of you. I'm not sure what happened. And now, you know, despite your feelings, because with the King of Cups here, I'm also feeling like you have this strong, deep emotion, you know, that you carry in your heart for this person. But with the Chariot here, you know, that's the making that emotional decision to sort of pick a lane, right? Maybe for a while here, you weren't sure which lane to get in or which way to go. And you've taken the reins now. You've taken the reins of what's been going on with you and yourself. And you've decided to move forward because there's too much that's in the shadow. Too much that you don't know what's going on when it comes to this person. And it's interesting because I keep looking at this queen that's looking over here, you know, and I feel like your person knows that they owe you some truth or some honesty. The Magician. The Ten of Pentacles. And the World. So I feel like you've moved on, pile 3, you know, and you've made that choice with the Magician here, like that you've chosen to manifest, to continue on. With the Ten of Pentacles here, you know, I feel like you're focusing on what's going on in this present moment, in the here and now. I do feel with the World card here, you know, it's that cycle of the two of you coming together, connecting, but, you know, moving on until it's time to reconnect again. And I feel like you're just more acceptant of that at this time. Like you've chosen to move forward because, I'm not feeling like, you know, you really got a straight answer from your person. You just didn't know, like, what was up with them. They didn't give you, you know, here's the Queen of Cups too, you know, and I'm just to show you the difference. See, her feet touched the water. And if you notice, there's always a lid on her cup. You know, she keeps her emotions, you know, she wears her heart on her sleeve. Her emotions are permanent though, you know, and that's what's interesting because I feel like there's this deep compassion that you have for your person, and that, you know, it's almost like you put the emotions that you have for this person in this cup and you've closed that lid. So they're not going anywhere. You know, those emotions will never go anywhere. They'll always be there. And you know that, you recognize that, but yet you made that choice to take the rein at this point because there's this feeling that you just weren't getting anywhere. Your person wasn't giving you, you know, what you wanted. The Three of Wands, I do feel like you still think about this person, you know, but time's basically standing still at this point. The Two of Pentacles are here, you know, and that can be about juggling, you know, so there can be sometimes an imbalance that you're feeling, like a roller coaster of emotions. So maybe it is that you know, feel like you're okay for a while and then you go through, you feel this tug, you feel this pull. Ooh, see, now here's the Moon upside down. So I feel like you know, let me just see here. Ooh, Do I have these? I'm sorry, I had these upside down, so I'm not going to take them. So we have the Moon and the Seven of Wands. Ooh, I feel like you're protecting yourself at this point. You know, there's this sense that this person let you down in some way, and that you're being very protective of your feelings and emotions. And it's almost like you've stepped into this shadow energy yourself now of not wanting this person to know anymore about how you feel for them, you know, which is, you know, kind of showing me with the Two of Pentacles, you know, that's showing a little bit of being out of balance, because I feel like this has been a roller coaster for you is what I'm seeing. The Page of Cups is here. I feel like you've moved on, and you're trying to experience new love, new opportunities, you know, new connections with this Page of Cups. So let me see here. I want to get sort of an outcome, some advice in regards to this situation. So the Four of Swords is here. So I feel like everything's gone quiet with the two of you. So it's almost like you're in this zone of nothing's happening. And the Five of Pentacles is here, but you both miss each other. You know, there's a sense of missing one another. Oh, and the Five of Cups is here, showing me that there's a regret, there's a loss for probably the way things ended. And look at this, on the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Cups, showing me that, you know, both of you have either walked away from this. And yet on the bottom of this deck, I'm looking at the Tower. The Tower. Let me just get a couple cards though for that. Yeah, I feel like, you know, there's this sadness for the way this situation panned out. You know, the way things ended. Let's see here. The Ace of Cups. The Ten of Cups. Wow, and the King of Cups. Lots of emotion, you know, here. On the bottom of my small deck here is the Death card. So I feel that there's definitely this sense that, you know, if there was ever a new opportunity, you know, and that's what this Ace of Cups is representing. Both of you know that this could be a Ten of Cups. You both know in your hearts that this could be a Ten of Cups. I feel that with the King of Cups showing up here again, there's this sense of deep love. There's this sense of there's just a strong sense from an emotion that the love is here, that the love exists between the two of you. With the Death card, you know, that's showing me transformation. We talked about the dragonfly transformation showing up. I do feel that the two of you experience some sort of transformation from this connection. I think, you know, the sad part is that it just didn't play out the way that it was supposed to, you know. I feel that for whatever reason, your person never came forward and gave you full disclosure on how they truly felt about you, which for you ended in, You just didn't know where you stood. I feel that deep in your heart you knew where you stood with this person, but you were looking for that validation from them, and unfortunately they just never gave that to you. So because of that, you had to make that decision to carry on, right? To carry on. So let's close out here with a card from Lover's Oracle. And we have this card right here, and it says, manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become a reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. So, I just feel that there's this sense coming through pile 3 for both of you. There's this feeling like if it's meant to be, it will be. And with that being said, you're just moving forward. All right, so I'm going to leave the reading here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again at the next reading. Bye.